What's the weirdest rebranding of all time? Waiter was an extremely successful delivery service here. They had full-time employees and you could get food delivered in 30-45 minutes. Then, they made everybody an independent contractor and started calling themselves ASAP. As slow as possible caught on and they lost what the majority market share within a month. Nordic Choice Hotels rebranded to Strawberry. They have to mention their old name all the time. Because Strawberry could be absolutely anything. Weight Watchers abbreviated their name down to WW and in doing so, increased the syllables needed to pronounce their new company name. Circuit City rebranding their PC Technician division from IQ Crew, which predated Geek Squad. By the way, too, Firedog. I worked at a CC from 2005-2008 and we all thought it was a prank when we saw the announcement. The intensity of fire with the loyalty of man's best friend. I shit you not. That was the marketing. I still don't understand HBO dropping probably the most prestigious name in TV streaming. When Snoop Dogg temporarily changed his name to Snoop Lion, make a reggae album. US West Quest CenturyLink Lumen. I don't care what your name is, can I have more than 10 Mbps DSL at my address? When after a major oil spill BP changed their branding to Beyond Petroleum for an ad campaign, showing how they were investing in renewables. Logo changed too. In Chicago we still call it the Sears Tower. HBO Max to Max. Dropping the most iconic cable network name for generic. Whoever came up with that idea is an idiot. I think qualifies for weird rebrand. Bed Bath & Beyond went out of business and was bought out by Overstock, and then Overstock just rebranded everything to Bed Bath & Beyond. If you go to It's Just BBB. Two that I feel are equal due to the effects. Books a Million to BAM. I was in a parking lot with one and had no idea it was a bookstore, as I was a bit too far out to see more than BAM from where I was parked. Hot Topic focusing on being more fandom, specifically getting rid of that gothic arch entryway so many had. I lost count of how many people lamented Hot Topic being closed because they were looking for that arch. Twitter to X. Royal Mail deciding Consignia was the way to go forwards. Every time I see the new Kia logo I assume it's a Nin fan. Killing off the Kinko's brand when FedEx took it over. FedEx Office is so generic you don't even know what it is. Kinko's is such a strong brand that everyone knows it means quick printing. My job involves a lot of graphic design and document preparation, and nearly everyone who mentions outsourcing printing refers to taking it to Kinko's. It would be like Kimberly-Clark rebranding Kleenex as Kimberly-Clark disposable paper things of indeterminate use. Kia changed their logo on their cars and Google showed an uptick in the searches for K&N cars. Because people liked the look of them but didn't realize it was a Kia. Quickster IIRC. This was a really bizarre rebrand by Netflix. The stock market hated it. Consumers hated it. And the company had to do a fast pivot. Sean Combs aka Puff Daddy aka P. Diddy aka Diddy got bought up and was changed to Rakuten. Then they had to have commercials explaining how to pronounce and spell Rakuten. When Geico got rid of the gecko and tried to use a stack of money with eyes for 2 years. Like what was that? ABC Family to Freeform. Blackwater Mercenary Group changing their name to Z Services after a lot of awful mercenary shit while being paid by the US government during the Iraq War. 2 years after that change they became Academy, but some stains don't wash off. When IHOP changed their name to IHOB for a week. Brown diamonds that had 1,000,000 industrial uses to chocolate diamonds by Levion. Their marketing sounds like someone's high AF talking about chocolate diamonds lusciously wrapped around raspberry rhodolite in 14K vanilla gold. Gross. Garth Brooks to Chris Gaines. I know it's been a while, but I've still never really got used to Marathon being rebranded to Snickers in the UK. The Learning Channel TLC to the overweight little people hoarders have severe dermatosis issues. Channel. Super Sugar Crisp Super Golden Crisp. Sugar Smacks Honey Smacks. It's almost as if they wanted to downplay the sugar content to moms who were buying cereal as part of this nutritious breakfast. HBO Max dropped the HBO and had a whole bunch of people cancel their subscription after seeing Max on their bill and not knowing what that was. Sally Mae to Navient. The Sci-Fi Channel becoming Sci-Fi. Dunkin' Donuts dropping donuts. Who dunk their donuts in their coffee anyways? Is that a thing people do? Edit: I had no idea people did that. So this morning I tried it on my way to work. It was delicious. I am converted lol. Twitter. The rebrand is the most unnecessary thing in all of rebrands, and up until now the site's domain is still the University of Western Ontario to Western. Marriott Rewards to Marriott Bonvoy. You know, the hotel loyalty program that rewards you for frequent night stays. Facebook to Meta and trying to go all in on virtual poker games with work buddies. Or whatever the metaverse was. In the Midwest we had Schwann's Home Delivery Food Service. Truck's company color is yellow. Sue, they recently changed the name to Yellow? Really? Sierra Mist to fucking Starry. Fuck Starry. I wouldn't say is the weirdest, but it is one of the dumber ones, yes. As dumb as Twitter, X Office, Microsoft 365. Something you did wrong if you still need to put the original name between. Kanye West to Ye. The rebranding wasn't too weird, but the reasoning was. Remember in the 90s when Procter & Gamble had to get rid of their Old Man Moon and Stars logo? Because of persistent rumors of ties to Satanism started in a newsletter in a Midwest old folks' home? The 80s and 90s were a wild time. Kia to Kia. Angie's List to Angie is really funny to me, but I can't quite out my finger on why. Mormons to Latter-day Saints. I guess they've always been the LDS, but recently get offended when called Mormons now and change their website from I've even had Mormon members correct me when I call them Mormons and say things like you're dead naming or that calling them a Mormon is equal to the N-word man facepalming light skin tone. Dating myself. When Coca-Cola brought out new Coke and dropped the old recipe. Jake from State Farm. Royal Mail to Consignia. When Radio Shack changed their name to The Shack, the Chapter 11 writing was on the wall at that point. Removing the word donuts from Dunkin'. I wish I had the internal company info to see how much that cost to only have people go on saying donuts anyway until the end of time. When Pizza Hut briefly changed to Pasta Hut. Sci-Fi Channel became Sci-Fi. They couldn't trademark Sci-Fi, so instead of going with the Sci-Fi Channel or Sci-Fi Network or hell, SFC, they went with the super awkward looking Sci-Fi. I know it's been almost 15 years. I am still annoyed. HBO Max going to just Max. HBO is one of the most highly recognized and appreciated brands in media. Real dumb. Had a sporting store here in Orange County called Chicks, and it later changed names to Dick's. Kobe Bryant changing his jersey number from 8 to 24 right after he raped someone. Like that wasn't me. 8 is the rapist, I'm 24.